3 contracts signed to meeting these obligations. We have contracts for indigenous or local-based LNG, we have for power, and we have for the petrochemicals. With these obligations, with the 300 million stuff in this pipeline, we are meeting these obligations. Of course, there are challenges. Challenges that have been highlighted earlier on today, and I'm sure that we will speak a bit more on this, concerning appropriate pricing, concerning respect of the contracts, concerning what we need to do to make sure that the gas gets to the end users. This is a journey. It's a journey that involves each and every one of us. As an upstream player, we intend to play our role in this journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yes, this is teamwork. Government interacting with the investors and investors getting to develop technology through effective tertiary education. And I want to commend the companies that are here. IPS team as a result of Total, Center of Excellence in the Lean team as a result of Shell, and then we are pitching it. We cannot move where we want to go without proper education to get technical capability to keep on the intended end. So as we discuss this, you investors must think along that line too. The manpower that we develop. Call on the name of because about sustainable development. It is about expanding the Nigerian economy. And there's going to be competition. Competition, international market, and domestic market. I know you have to prepare with respect to sustainable gas development to unlock the potential of natural gas. 600 TC. You know what I mean? Huh? How do we unlock it?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
thank you. So I think the challenge in Nigeria is obviously not the resource. We are opportunity rich. We have the resources, both from the volumes as well as the human capital to develop it. But we do have a lot of challenges that we need to overcome in order for us to harness this vast resource that we have. And it's not a competition either between export or domestic. We have sufficient resources to meet both. From a Shell perspective, we do see that this is it's a mutual benefit at the end of the day. You can do both. And for example, for us, we have a Macedonian project that is in flight in execution right now that will supply the domestic market. This project will unlock more power for the country, create jobs. It will get gas further downstream towards the end user and for industrialization. But at the same time, we're also developing supply for the recent FID T7 project for LNG. And so you can do both at the same time. I think the challenge that we have though is, especially when it comes to domestic market, is making sure that some of the topics that we discussed earlier, infrastructure deficit, to get gas actually supplied to where it's needed. That does pose a challenge and increases the cost of developing gas. Power, which is the biggest use of gas, also suffers those issues from an infrastructure perspective that we need to systemically address. Now, another issue that I see is around funding, right? So in order to really kick off the growth, you do need to have money. And when the influx of funds is challenged, then you do see a slowdown in projects. And when gas receivables are also a challenge to receive or to get, that could also slow down the pace. So we do need to think about how we structurally solve those problems to enable the upstream to encourage more investment. I think a lot of what has been said here as well in regards to regulation as well as policies that are in place and laws do have a big impact on how investors see the climate. Stability is really important for an investor because you do want to know that the assumptions that were made at the time they made the investment will stay throughout the life of the project. And so that stability becomes quite critical. And when there's concern about the longevity of policies and laws that underpin the investment, then of course the investors start to be nervous, right? And so I think alongside the work that's being done right now with the PIB, as well as the pricing committee work to really take a hard look at the price of gas, will really go a long way to unlocking the gas industry. I think one point to really think about as well is a lot of investors are being challenged by their shareholders around carbon and decarbonization, and so we will start to see more challenging funding, and we do need to think about that as we look forward.
Thank you. Again, it's about pricing. And it's about public policy. That's very important. That means we need to balance, strategically speaking, the mutuality of interest and the role of government at this stage. We are reading the market is really fluid. And that's why I'm going to bring Bankwale in, because the aggregation aspect of it is supposed to be temporary. But how long do we need to understand that the market has two aspects to it? You have, just like cutting a piece of cloth with one plate. The market has the demand aspect and there's a supply aspect. And the market does not just evolve, it matures. And the role of government in such a way that they activate the market dynamic to become equilibrated so as to be able to determine price accurately. You've had the investors. You are an navigator man. Come on, talk to us.
Thank you very much. So I'd like to start by addressing the core mandate of Gas Aggregation Company of Nigeria, GSN, because there's a lot of misunderstanding in the public space. Our core responsibility is basically ensuring adequate gas supply to the strategic sector of the gas market. We do this in collaboration with DPR through a mechanism called the domestic supply allocation, which is a stipulation for every gas producer in Nigeria to mark a certain volume to the domestic market. And then on the back of that, GSN issues what is called a gas purchase order. And I'm happy to report that as of today, the DSO portfolio is about 4 billion tons of gas per day. The target for 2023 is 5 billion tons of gas. Our GPA portfolio is about 2.6 billion tons of gas per day, but it doesn't stop there. We also have core mandate what I call intermediation, which is basically linking buyers of gas with sellers of gas. GSN actually does not determine price in the strict sense of it. So till date, it's not just a relationship management responsibility, it's galvanizing the parties to conclude the gas sales and purchase agreements expeditiously. It's operationalizing the gas to make sure that the gas actually flows. It's contract management because it's a long-term relationship. Till date, we have 33 signed gas sales and aggregation agreements, representing about 1.7 BCF of gas. Now, in the last 17 months, as a response to the strong leadership that we have in the oil and gas sector, all thanks to people like the Honorable Minister of State, to the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, NNPC, and all other oil and gas leaders, we've had to rejig our focus. So currently, we are going to the market space instead of allowing the market to come to us. Last year, we had the Southeast Gas Forum. The Honorable Minister was very instrumental to the success of that event. This year, on the 29th of July, we have the AKK Forum in Kano. These are direct engagements with the market, and as a result of that, we're bringing more opportunities to gas producers. we are putting the virtual pipeline companies in play. And I like the word that was used, collaboration and partnership. And these two words signifies the modus operandi of GSM. So we have strategic partnership with all the major influencers, with entities like NCDMB, Nigerian Gas Company. Last year, GSM supported the operationalization of 479 million scopes of gas. This is additional value to the system. This is gas to the network. We are also focusing, rather than endlessly complaining about the in the last 1 month, we are engaging with because we know clear performance is the issue of the gas sector. Other steps we are taking is focusing on priority projects of government, such as the auto gas initiative, gas penetration nationwide. We're developing framework of collaboration with state governments and this accredited money.
Thank you.
In terms of, just to wrap it up, GSA in the decade of gas, we are prioritizing working with partners on gas trading, on gas portfolio management, on the auto gas initiative. And we have become and will continue to demonstrate competence as the one-stop shop for gas commercialization and expansion in the marketplace. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. We're looking at time, but price is the signal. It's the signal that allows the seller to sell. It is the signal that allows the buyer to buy. And it is the signal that allows investors to put money in the market. Mr. Agbadi, the ball is in your court. Pricing gas so that investors will be happy, consumers will be happy, and the sellers will be happy. What is the PPPRA role in this gas market? Am I wrong? Are you not Mr. Agbadi?
Yes.
Are you not from PPPRA?
Thank you very
Then you
much.
are looking at me as
Right now, I'm actually not wearing the PPRA cap. I'm wearing the NGP cap. And so I will rather focus on NGP. But of course, I'm going to touch on pricing aspect in this meeting. The head of the pricing gas pricing committee is here. I actually speak on behalf of the National Gas Expansion Program, which is an initiative put in place by the Honorable Minister and chaired by Dr. Iledare. We've had a lot to say about the decade of gas, but lest we forget, prior to the decade of gas, we had 2020, the year of gas. So the work had actually started way back January 2020, when the Honorable Minister established the National Gas Expansion Program Steering Committee to drive the whole year of gas. This was in January 2020. The committee is made up of key stakeholders in the gas sector, translators of the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, DPR, PPRA, NCDMB, and teams, members of staff of the Minister of Petroleum Resources, Permanent Secretary, assuming the driving force. And so, over the last 18 months, what we are talking about today has been work ongoing in terms of putting in place structures and ensuring that the sensitization for gas is created. So, the committee was established with specific mandates to promote auto gas development, generally expand the demand and the supply of gas. And so we had to hit the ground running, and we had able leadership